Money is not luck, not magic, and not reserved for a chosen few. Money is energy, and energy responds to how you think, act, and decide every single day. Money flows to clarity, not confusion. If you see money as a problem, it becomes one. If you see it as energy, it begins to move toward you. This audiobook will challenge your beliefs, break silent limits, and force you to see wealth differently. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Every word you will hear is designed to shift your mindset from chasing money to becoming a magnet for it. No complicated theories, no empty motivation, only clear truth and direct insight. Wealth grows where discipline, focus, and self-respect meet. If you are tired of repeating the same financial cycle, if you are ready to stop fearing money and start understanding it, this audiobook is for you. Listen carefully, apply seriously, and allow your relationship with money to transform. Like this audiobook, subscribe to the channel and stay with us for more powerful content that reshapes how you think, earn, and grow. Chapter 1. Money is energy, not paper. Quote, "Money flows where energy is respected." Stop treating money like paper, numbers, or something neutral that has no meaning beyond buying and selling. Money is energy, and like every form of energy, it responds to how you approach it, how you think about it, and how you handle it when it enters your life. Anyone who has spent years studying wealth creation, financial behavior, and human psychology knows this is not a motivational phrase. It is an observable reality. Money does not move randomly. It moves toward structure, clarity, confidence, and discipline. It moves away from fear, chaos, and self-sabotage. If you want to change your financial results, you must first change the way you interact with money at the energetic and mental level. Money energy begins in the mind. Before money ever reaches your hands, it passes through your beliefs. If you believe money is dangerous, corrupt, or always disappears, your decisions will unconsciously confirm that belief. You will hesitate, procrastinate, overspend, or avoid responsibility. This is not bad luck, it is alignment. Money follows behavior, and behavior follows belief. When your financial mindset is weak, your financial outcomes cannot be strong. This is why two people with the same income can live completely different financial realities. One builds stability and growth, the other lives in constant pressure. The difference is not the amount of money, it is the quality of energy behind every decision. Respect is the foundation of money energy. Respect means attention. It means tracking what you earn, understanding where it goes, and making deliberate choices. Money does not respect neglect. When you ignore your finances, avoid numbers, or refuse to plan, you send a clear signal that you are not ready for more. Energy responds to responsibility. The more responsibly you treat small amounts, the more likely larger amounts will enter your life. This principle is consistent across all markets, all cultures, and all economic systems. People who manage little well are trusted with more, not by chance, but by cause and effect. Fear is one of the strongest forces that repels money. Fear creates tension, and tension distorts judgment. When you fear losing money, you make defensive decisions. You hold back when you should invest in yourself. You rush when you should wait. You react instead of thinking. Money energy cannot flow through a fearful mind because fear blocks clarity. This does not mean reckless behavior attracts wealth. It means calm confidence does. Experienced investors, entrepreneurs, and wealth builders all share one trait. They make decisions from analysis and discipline, not from panic or emotional pressure. Money aligns with those who can remain steady under uncertainty. Wealth frequency is not mystical, but it is real. Frequency is the pattern of thoughts, habits, and actions you repeat daily. If your daily behavior is disorganized, impulsive, and short-term focused, your financial frequency is low. If your behavior is structured, patient, and value-driven, your financial frequency is higher. Money moves toward higher frequency because higher frequency creates value, stability, and growth. This is why shortcuts rarely create lasting wealth. They lack the energetic foundation required to sustain money once it arrives. Without the right frequency, money leaves as fast as it comes. Abundance is not about believing money is unlimited. Abundance is about believing you can create value consistently. A person with an abundance mindset does not wait for permission, luck, or perfect conditions. They focus on learning, improving, and contributing. This focus generates opportunities. Opportunities generate income. Income, when respected, generates wealth. Scarcity thinking does the opposite. It narrows vision. It creates competition where collaboration is possible. It makes people hide, lie, or rush. Scarcity thinking is exhausting, and exhaustion weakens money energy. Alignment is the true source of wealth. Alignment means your thoughts support your goals, your habits support your thoughts, and your actions support your habits. When these three are aligned, money flows with less resistance. You do not need to chase it aggressively. You position yourself correctly, and it responds. This is why some people appear to attract money naturally. They are not lucky. They are aligned. Their mindset, skills, and discipline match the level of money they receive. Poverty begins in the mind long before it appears in the wallet. This is not an insult. It is a diagnosis. Mental poverty shows up as excuses, blame, and avoidance. It shows up as spending to feel better instead of building to live better. It shows up as focusing on consumption rather than creation. Financial struggle is often the visible result of invisible patterns repeated for years. Change the patterns, and the results must change. This is not philosophy. It is cause and effect. Money energy also responds to identity. If you see yourself as someone who is bad with money, you will act accordingly. Identity drives behavior more strongly than goals. A person who identifies as disciplined will save even without motivation. A person who identifies as careless will overspend even with good intentions. To attract wealth, you must adopt the identity of someone who respects money, plans ahead, and thinks long-term. Identity is the deepest level of financial transformation. Discipline is not restriction, it is freedom in motion. Discipline creates predictability, and predictability creates trust. Money trusts systems, not chaos. When you budget, invest, and learn consistently, you send a signal of readiness. You are telling the financial world that you can handle growth. This is why discipline compounds, not only financially, but energetically. Each disciplined action strengthens your relationship with money. Money is energy, not paper, because paper has no memory, but energy does. Money remembers how you treated it before. It reflects your habits back to you. When you respect it, it stays. When you ignore it, it leaves. When you fear it, it controls you. When you understand it, it serves you. This is not poetry. It is experience. Anyone with real expertise in wealth building will tell you the same truth in different words. If you want money to move toward you, stop begging it, stop fearing it, and stop blaming it. Start understanding it, managing it, and aligning with it. Change how you think, and your behavior will follow. Change your behavior, and your financial reality must respond. Money is energy, and energy always follows alignment, discipline, and respect. Chapter 2. Your relationship with money reflects your relationship with yourself. Quote, "How you treat money is how you treat your future." Your relationship with money is not separate from you. It is a direct extension of who you are, how you think, and how you value yourself. Every financial result you see in your life is a reflection staring back at you without mercy. Money does not lie, it does not misunderstand you, and it does not make mistakes. It reacts. If you constantly struggle, it is not because money hates you. It is because you are sending it mixed signals through your behavior, your habits, and your self-image. People like to blame systems, markets, bosses, and circumstances, but money responds first to the person holding it. When you undervalue yourself, you undercharge, you hesitate, you accept less than you deserve, and money learns very quickly that it does not need to stay with you. Self-worth is the foundation of any healthy money relationship. If deep inside you believe you are not enough, your financial life will confirm that belief over and over again. You will sabotage opportunities, delay decisions, and avoid responsibility. This is not bad luck. This is alignment. Money flows toward people who believe they are capable of handling it. When you respect yourself, you naturally respect your income. You track it, you protect it, and you give it direction. When you lack self-respect, money becomes careless in your hands. It leaks through impulse spending, poor planning, and emotional decisions. Money mirrors discipline and exposes chaos. Your inner dialogue shapes your wealth mindset more than any external strategy. The way you talk to yourself about money determines how money behaves around you. If you constantly say you are bad with money, money will agree and disappear. If you believe money is difficult, stressful, or dangerous, you will unconsciously push it away. Money listens to repetition, not intention. You can want wealth all you want, but if your daily thoughts are full of doubt, fear, and self-criticism, your money relationship will remain broken. A money magnet mindset begins with changing how you speak to yourself when no one is listening. Respecting money does not require being rich, it requires being conscious. Even a small income carries energy. When you ignore it, waste it, or complain about how little it is, you teach money that it is not welcome. When you respect every amount you earn, no matter how modest, you create trust. Money grows where it feels valued. This is not philosophy, it is behavior-based truth. People who manage small amounts with care are trusted with larger ones. People who disrespect small amounts never keep big ones for long. Wealth follows respect, not hope. Your spending habits are emotional fingerprints. Every purchase reveals something about your relationship with yourself. Spending to impress others signals insecurity. Spending to escape emotions signals avoidance. Spending without awareness signals lack of control. Money reacts to emotional stability. When you use money to fill internal gaps, it drains faster. When you use money intentionally, it stays and multiplies. A strong money relationship requires emotional maturity. You must be able to say no, delay pleasure, and choose long-term value over short-term comfort. Money respects boundaries the same way people do. Many people want abundance, but operate from a mindset of self-doubt. They hesitate to invest in themselves, yet expect the world to invest in them. They fear raising prices, yet complain about low income. This contradiction weakens their money magnet. Wealth mindset is not arrogance, it is clarity. It is knowing your value and being willing to stand behind it. When you increase your skills, sharpen your thinking, and commit to growth, your self-worth rises naturally. Money responds to competence more than confidence. Real confidence comes from preparation, consistency, and results. Your bank account reflects your decision-making habits. Every financial outcome is the result of choices repeated over time. If you avoid decisions, money stagnates. If you rush decisions, money suffers. Experienced professionals understand that wealth is built through calm, consistent action. Panic destroys money. Procrastination suffocates money. Discipline attracts money. This is why two people with the same income can live completely different financial lives. One respects money and themselves. The other treats both carelessly. Money does not reward intention, it rewards behavior. A healthy relationship with money also requires responsibility. Blaming others for your financial situation keeps you powerless. Ownership creates momentum. The moment you take full responsibility for your income, expenses, and growth, your money energy shifts. Responsibility is attractive to money because it signals control. When you own your mistakes, you learn faster. When you own your progress, you build confidence. Money follows people who take responsibility for their lives because they are predictable, stable, and reliable. Wealth mindset is not about positivity. It is about alignment. Your thoughts, actions, and identity must point in the same direction. If you want financial growth, you must act like someone who deserves and can handle growth. This means investing in knowledge, protecting your time, and setting standards for how money enters and leaves your life. Money magnet behavior is built daily through small choices that reinforce self-respect. There is nothing mystical about it. It is cause and effect. When you truly respect yourself, money stops being a source of stress and becomes a tool. You stop chasing it emotionally and start managing it strategically. You stop fearing loss and start focusing on value. This shift changes everything. Wealth is not attracted by desperation. It is attracted by alignment. When your relationship with yourself improves, your relationship with money follows automatically. Money is not separate from you. It is a reflection. Change the person in the mirror. And the reflection has no choice but to change. Chapter 3. Value creation is the true source of money. Quote, "Money rewards value, not effort." This is the truth most people avoid because it destroys comfortable lies. You are taught that working hard is enough, that effort alone deserves reward, and that time spent equals money earned. That belief is false, and it is the main reason so many disciplined, exhausted people stay financially stuck. Effort without value is invisible to the market. The world does not pay you for how tired you are, how long you work, or how much you sacrifice. The world pays you for the problems you solve and the results you deliver. This is not opinion. It is how every functioning economy operates. Value creation is the true source of money, because money is an exchange of usefulness. Money moves toward impact, not intention. You can work 10 hours a day doing low-value tasks and remain poor, while another person works 2 focused hours creating leverage and earns more than you imagine. This is not unfairness, it is economics. Wealth energy responds to scale, efficiency, and relevance. If what you do can be replaced easily, copied cheaply, or ignored without consequence, it will never attract significant money. Complaining about income while refusing to upgrade your value is self-deception disguised as morality. From experience, I tell you this with certainty. Every high-income individual I have observed closely did not chase money directly. They chased mastery, relevance, and leverage. They asked different questions. Not how hard can I work, but how useful can I become? Not how many hours, but how much impact? Not how do I earn more, but how do I solve bigger problems? Money followed them, because money always follows value at scale. This is not motivation. It is cause and effect. Value creation means producing outcomes that save time, reduce pain, increase results, or unlock growth for others. The market rewards those outcomes generously. Financial growth accelerates when your skills are rare, your results are measurable, and your contribution is hard to replace. When you understand this, you stop begging for raises and start positioning yourself as an asset. Assets attract money. Liabilities complain about effort. Wealth energy strengthens when your value compounds. Skills that stack together create exponential income potential. Communication combined with technical skill multiplies earning power. Strategic thinking combined with execution creates leadership value. Discipline combined with consistency creates trust, and trust is one of the most powerful money magnets in existence. People pay more for certainty than for effort. They pay for results they can rely on. Many people confuse activity with productivity. They stay busy to feel worthy, but busyness does not create wealth. Value creation requires focus, learning, and deliberate improvement. You must study your market, understand what is scarce, and position yourself accordingly. The more people need what you offer, the more money flows toward you. This is not arrogance, it is responsibility. If you want more money, you must accept the responsibility of becoming more valuable. Financial growth is blocked when ego replaces reality. Some people believe they deserve more simply because they try. The market does not care about deserving. It responds to delivering. If your income is low, it is not an insult, it is feedback. Feedback is information, not judgment. Professionals analyze feedback and adjust. Amateurs complain and repeat the same actions expecting different results. The strongest money magnet is usefulness multiplied by consistency. One-time value creates one-time income. Repeated value creates predictable income. Scalable value creates wealth. This is why systems outperform effort and why leverage beats labor. A product that solves a problem for thousands has more wealth energy than a service that solves it for one person at a time. This does not mean service is bad. It means service must evolve into systems if financial growth is the goal. Experience teaches you that value creation requires humility. You must accept that your current skills may not be enough. You must be willing to learn, adapt, and sometimes start again. Pride is expensive. The market does not reward stubbornness. It rewards relevance. The moment you stop learning, your value decays. The moment your value decays, money starts looking elsewhere. Money magnet behavior is built through deliberate value expansion. You invest in skills before they pay you. You practice before you profit. You refine before you scale. This is the invisible phase where most people quit because they see no immediate reward. Those who persist build an unfair advantage. When the value becomes obvious, money arrives quickly and often unexpectedly. This looks like luck from the outside, but it is delayed compensation from the inside. Complaining about income while consuming more than you create is a losing pattern. Complaining about the system while refusing to increase value is intellectual laziness. Wealth does not respond to excuses. It responds to execution. When you become someone who consistently creates value, opportunities start finding you. Offers increase. Negotiation power shifts. You stop chasing and start choosing. From deep experience, I confirm this is universally true across industries, cultures, and economies. Value creation is the only sustainable source of money. Trends change, platforms disappear, and markets evolve, but value always wins. People who anchor their identity to value survive every shift. People who anchor to effort alone collapse under change. If you want financial growth, stop measuring yourself by how hard you work and start measuring by how useful you are. Increase your skill depth, expand your impact, solve problems that matter. Do it consistently and professionally. Money will follow automatically, not because you want it, but because you earned alignment with it. Wealth is not a reward for suffering. It is a reward for contribution. Chapter 4. Money follows clear intentions, not vague wishes. Quote, "Money obeys clarity, not hope." If you have been telling yourself for years that you want to be rich, yet nothing has changed, the problem is not money and it is not the system. The problem is your lack of clear intention. I say this as someone who has spent years studying financial behavior, wealth psychology, and real-world results, not theories. Money does not respond to vague wishes, emotional dreams, or empty affirmations. Money responds to direction. When your intentions are unclear, your actions are weak, inconsistent, and confused. And confused actions never attract wealth. Clear financial goals are not motivation posters or emotional statements. They are precise instructions for your mind, your behavior, and your decisions. Saying, "I want more money," means nothing. How much more? From where? By when? Through what value? Without these answers, your brain has nothing to organize around. You wake up every day reacting instead of building. Money cannot follow a moving target that does not even know where it is going. People underestimate the power of intention because they confuse it with hope. Hope is passive, intention is active. Hope waits, intention decides. Hope says maybe someday. Intention says this is the target and this is the path. From a professional standpoint, every financially successful individual I have studied, mentored, or observed shares one trait above all others: ruthless clarity. They know exactly what they want financially, and they structure their lives around that decision. Clear intentions shape behavior automatically. When your goal is specific, your daily actions begin to align without force. You stop wasting time, because time suddenly has a price. You stop spending emotionally, because every dollar has an assignment. You stop chasing distractions, because they no longer serve your direction. This is not motivation. This is mental alignment. And alignment is what turns effort into results. Vague goals create weak financial energy because they allow excuses to survive. When your intention is unclear, any result feels acceptable. When your intention is clear, average results feel unacceptable. That internal pressure is not stress, it is focus. Wealth focus is not about thinking about money all day. It is about removing everything that does not support your financial direction. Money is attracted to environments of order, not chaos. From a professional financial perspective, written goals outperform mental goals by a wide margin. This is not opinion. It is behavioral science. When you write down clear financial targets, you engage commitment, accountability, and long-term memory. Your brain begins to search for opportunities, patterns, and decisions that align with those goals. This is how money begins to organize itself around your decisions, not magically, but logically. People who live in vague financial wishes often say they work hard, but effort without direction is wasted energy. Hard work aimed nowhere produces exhaustion, not wealth. Money follows leverage, not suffering. When your intentions are precise, you begin to focus on high-impact actions instead of busy work. You ask better questions. You seek skills that increase value. You stop trading time blindly and start building systems. Intention also defines what you say no to. This is where most people fail. Without clear intentions, you say yes to low-value opportunities, emotional spending, and distractions that slowly drain your financial power. With clear intentions, saying no becomes easy. Every decision becomes a filter. Does this move me closer to my financial goal or not? That level of clarity is what creates a money magnet effect. Many people believe money comes from motivation or positive thinking. That belief keeps them poor. Money comes from structure, clarity, and execution. Positive thinking without clear goals creates comfort, not results. Clear intentions create discomfort at first because they expose your current position. But that discomfort is necessary. It forces growth. It forces honesty. And honesty is the foundation of wealth. Wealth focus does not mean obsession. It means priority. When your financial intention is clear, you do not panic. You do not rush. You move with precision. Precision is power. Precision in goals leads to precision in spending. Precision in learning leads to precision in earning. Precision in decisions compounds faster than motivation ever will. From experience, the moment someone defines a clear financial target, their behavior changes even before the money does. That is the real secret. The external results lag behind the internal decision. People quit too early because they expect money to appear before behavior transforms. In reality, behavior transforms first, and money follows later. Always, money is not emotional. It is responsive. It responds to discipline, clarity, and value creation. When your intentions are vague, you send mixed signals. When your intentions are clear, every action sends the same message. That consistency is what builds trust with money. Yes, money responds to trust. Trust that you can handle it. Trust that you can grow it. Trust that you know where it is going. If you truly want to attract wealth, stop wishing and start deciding. Decide how much you want to earn. Decide the timeline. Decide the skills you will master. Decide the value you will offer. Write it down. Read it daily. Align your actions relentlessly. Money does not reward hope. Money rewards clarity. Remember this truth from someone who understands the field deeply. You do not rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your intentions. When your intentions are sharp, money has a path to follow. When they are vague, money has nowhere to go. And money never follows confusion. Chapter 5. Detachment strengthens your money energy. Quote, "The more you chase money, the faster it runs. Detachment is one of the most misunderstood principles in wealth creation, yet it is one of the most powerful. Most people believe money responds to effort alone, to pressure, to constant chasing, to anxiety-driven action. This belief is wrong, and it is the reason so many intelligent and hard-working people remain financially stuck. Desperation weakens your money energy because it signals fear, lack, and internal chaos. Money does not flow toward fear. It flows toward clarity, stability, and confidence. When you operate from desperation, every decision you make is distorted. You rush, you compromise, you accept less than your value. You grab short-term relief instead of building long-term strength. This is not strategy. This is survival mode, and survival mode repels wealth. Detachment does not mean indifference, and it does not mean laziness. Detachment means you are no longer emotionally dependent on immediate outcomes. You do the work without begging reality to reward you instantly. You understand that wealth is built through systems, repetition, and patience. When you detach from results, your mind becomes sharper. You stop forcing things that are not ready. You stop panicking when results are delayed. You stop tying your self-worth to numbers that fluctuate. This emotional distance gives you power. It allows you to act from logic instead of emotion, from strategy instead of fear. People who chase money are easy to spot. They are constantly stressed, constantly comparing, constantly jumping from one idea to another. They mistake movement for progress. They believe more pressure equals more results. In reality, pressure creates blind spots. When you are obsessed with money, you stop seeing opportunities clearly. You overestimate quick wins and underestimate hidden risks. Detachment clears your vision. It allows you to see patterns instead of noise. It allows you to build patiently while others burn out chasing shortcuts. Money responds to those who can hold it emotionally. If a small financial fluctuation shakes your peace, you are not ready for larger responsibility. Wealth demands emotional maturity. Detachment is emotional maturity in action. It means you are committed to the process, not addicted to the outcome. You show up consistently. You refine your skills. You improve your systems. And you let time do its work. This is why calm builders outperform anxious chasers every single time. An abundance mindset is not about pretending everything is fine or repeating empty affirmations. It is about trusting that value compounds when applied correctly. Detachment strengthens this mindset because it removes fear from decision-making. When you are detached, you invest with patience instead of greed. You negotiate from strength instead of need. You walk away from bad deals without panic. You understand that missing one opportunity does not mean you missed your only chance. Scarcity tells you there is not enough. Detachment proves that there is always another path if you stay disciplined and focused. Wealth energy is deeply connected to how you handle uncertainty. Markets change, income fluctuates, results delay. The detached person does not collapse under uncertainty. They adjust, they observe, they adapt. The desperate person reacts emotionally, blames circumstances, and abandons long-term plans for short-term comfort. Money trusts those who remain steady under pressure. Emotional stability is a signal of competence. When your inner world is calm, your outer results eventually align. Detachment also protects you from self-sabotage. Many people unconsciously destroy financial progress because they are emotionally attached to money solving all their problems. They expect wealth to fix their identity, their confidence, and their sense of worth. This expectation creates unrealistic pressure. When money does not deliver instant transformation, disappointment follows, and motivation collapses. Detachment breaks this cycle. You stop expecting money to complete you. Instead, you focus on becoming complete through discipline, skill, and purpose. Ironically, this is when money begins to flow more naturally. Money attraction is not mystical, but it is psychological and behavioral. People are drawn to calm confidence. Opportunities align with reliability. Partnerships form around trust. Detachment makes you trustworthy in the eyes of money. You do not oversell. You do not promise what you cannot deliver. You do not depend on one deal to survive. This independence is magnetic. It positions you as a builder, not a beggar. When you focus on process instead of outcome, your actions improve. You measure what matters. You refine systems. You learn from feedback instead of taking it personally. Process-focused individuals compound faster because they are not distracted by emotional highs and lows. They show up even when motivation fades. They improve even when recognition is absent. Over time, this consistency creates results that look effortless to outsiders. In reality, it is disciplined detachment at work. Detachment also allows you to wait. Waiting is a skill most people lack. They rush investments, they rush decisions, they rush exits. Waiting requires confidence in your preparation. It requires trust in your judgment. Wealth rewards those who can wait for alignment instead of forcing outcomes. Forced money is unstable money. Built money is resilient. This principle applies to earning, investing, and entrepreneurship. In earning, detachment allows you to negotiate better because you are not afraid of rejection. In investing, it prevents panic selling and emotional buying. In business, it helps you build brand value instead of chasing quick cash that damages long-term credibility. Detachment creates strategic patience, and strategic patience creates wealth. There is a paradox here that only experienced people understand. The less you emotionally need money, the more effectively you can generate it. Need creates pressure. Pressure creates mistakes. Mistakes destroy momentum. Detachment removes need without removing ambition. You still aim high, but you are not emotionally enslaved to immediate results. You move with intention, not obsession. Control the process and release the obsession. This is not a slogan. It is a discipline. You control your habits, your learning, your systems, and your decisions. You release control over timing, external validation, and short-term fluctuations. This balance is what strengthens your money energy. It keeps you grounded while others swing between hope and despair. People who master detachment often appear calm even during financial challenges. This calm is not ignorance, it is experience. They understand cycles. They trust preparation. They know that panic has never created wealth, and desperation has never built empires. Their confidence is quiet but firm. Money recognizes this posture. Detachment also improves focus. When you are not obsessing over money, you can focus on value creation. You ask better questions. You solve better problems. You build things that last. Value is the real source of wealth, and detachment keeps you aligned with it. Chasing money pulls you away from value. Serving value pulls money toward you. This is why detachment strengthens your money energy. It removes fear, sharpens thinking, stabilizes behavior, and aligns you with long-term growth. It transforms you from a reactive participant into a deliberate architect of your financial life. You stop asking, "How do I get money fast?" and start asking, "How do I build something that money naturally supports?" If you are constantly stressed about money, understand this clearly. The stress itself is part of the problem. Wealth does not grow in mental chaos. Calm is not weakness. Calm is control. Detachment is not giving up. Detachment is stepping into authority over your actions while releasing emotional dependence on outcomes. The more you chase money, the faster it runs. But the moment you stop chasing and start building, refining, and trusting the process, money slows down, aligns, and eventually stays. This is not theory. This is observed reality across business, investing, and personal finance. Those who last are not the most desperate. They are the most detached, disciplined, and focused. Detachment is not a trick. It is a posture of confidence, patience, and self-trust. When you adopt it fully, your relationship with money changes. You stop fearing it. You stop worshipping it. You start working with it. And when that happens, money stops running and starts responding.